make sure you listen to my daddy's podcast right now. It's the best show in the world.
And this is the CARDSFACEUP podcast, and I am your host, Mr. Ty Hill. I hope everyone's doing wonderful, you feel me? Today, we have a special guest aboard, you feel me? A Baltimore native, a Baltimore lyricist, one of those Baltimoreans that I really dig what they're doing. Her name is Ashley Sierra. Welcome to the show.
What up,
now,
what up?
What it do? We're blessed to have you. Now, first of all, I got introduced to your music humbly. You submitted it for a show. So for all of my listeners, this is the young lady that was spitting a song called Dummy, which y'all know is one of my fucking favorites. Y'all remember on that show I zapped out about it. I love that song. I love everything about it. But one of my favorite from you is this one that you got called OG. Now, I know this one is a little bit older. Maybe what, about a year old?
No, that's like like 3 years old to the public. Yeah, I think.
Okay,
like
so that one
old.
came out when y'all actually did the video for the other one.
We put that out in like 2017. I would have to check. I think 17 or 18.
Got you.
Maybe a little older than that.
I got you. Well, I want to let that rock for the audience real quick and let them hear just a little snippet and why I fuck with it, because that's one of the conversations I want to talk about. So let's listen to that.
The tragedies of vanity, so sad to see in search of better living, so cold is something we had to be. The golden rule, those who have it can make them, and those who have the most are probably more inclined to break them. Dope boys and politicians on the same mission. It's all elimination, but we shine different, we grind different. But the dirt stays the same, I guess. Remember when that boy body for his Timbs and his favorite wreck? Now would you say he was fresh to death? He lost his life for the cause, lost his life for the cars. See, we internally dumb, so we externally flawed.
Y'all know that shit rocking.
Luxury life and even the odds, even the gods ain't us blaming the job, we don't care. They asking why I do this, it's my nature, boy.
Like brick square.
Been had a grill just to flex it with when y'all was going back to Egypt. I was on my exodus.
Yeah.
Wanted acceptances like college admissions.
Man, listen. That one right there is called OG. It's featuring Chase Ultra, who got a dope ass verse in there. Of course, I'm not gonna play it because we'll be playing music all day if I just went off of what was good from you. So I love that song. I love the content on it. It's something that I'm gonna get to real quick. But I gotta go into the fact that congratulations, you 10 years in now. You feel me? You're literally an OG now. You're a veteran. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I say it's your 10-year anniversary since you dropped your first mixtape. That first mixtape, can you tell them what that was called?
The first mixtape I dropped was a little project on SoundCloud. It's called The Amuse Bouche. And then I dropped my official album, which was Soup, which means sold out and underpriced. It's an acronym. And it was a lot of fun working on that one. Working on some other projects right now, but I had like a series of music that I was doing that I was conveying a message. It was called Food for Thought. So with the next project that I'll be releasing, it'll probably be the last one in my Food for Thought series, and then I'll be going into another direction with the sounds and things.
Got you. Now, first of all, I didn't want to say it wrong. That's why I asked you to say it. Amuse Bouche?
Amuse Bouche, yeah.
What does that mean?
It's all right. So like I've worked in like fine dining restaurants here, work for forever. So an amuse bouche is literally like a sampler. It's something you get before you eat your whole meal. So it's like it's smaller than the appetizer. It's literally like a palate cleanser. So that's what I wanted to call it. It was just something to get started with.
I got you. So 10 years in the game. It's your anniversary year. That dropped in 2012. We in 2022. Congratulations to all you motherfuckers that made it, because a lot of people didn't. Salute to y'all.
Man.
But, we in 2022. What do you tell if you could go back in the future and talk to a young Ashley and say, listen, I got some game for you from 2022 with just all the shit that's going on and what's going to happen and what this journey of music is going to bring. What do you tell young Ashley? Do you say stay the fuck away from this music game? Do you tell her continue? What advice do you got for her? Because this young kid's listening everywhere.
You know what I would honestly say is I would tell myself to really just focus on me, and that I'm capable of doing things and to have strategies on my own, because you know, everybody especially in Baltimore, we all have always had that mentality that, you know, we don't support each other and nobody bands together enough. And I agree that there does need to be a certain sense of unity, but you also want authenticity along with the unity. So for myself, I would tell myself to really just like take the time that I need to put into myself and focus, because then I feel like I would have accomplished a little bit more had I not wasted time on some unfruitful situations. You know what I mean? Nothing against people or anything, but just everybody don't have the same ideas, the same work ethic. You can enjoy being around people and making music with them, but everybody don't have the same means of doing the business and things of that nature. So I would tell myself to really learn more.
I got you. I always laugh because you like you said in Baltimore, especially once we had the Atlanta wave and everybody was connected. You know, niggas in Baltimore, all man, we ain't got that. We hate on each other and this, that, and another. And me being a former artist, I was probably one of those guys screaming out, we ain't got this, even though I was cool with almost everybody. But we all complain about it. But truth is, hip hop and all of this shit, you know, we could respect each other's craft, be cool with each other, you know, connect when it's possible. But I agree with what you're saying, because this is a competitive sport. That's the fun part of it. You feel me? And I want to get into your past of, I read somewhere that you know all about the sport of the competitiveness from your family. You come from a background of actually battling and, you know, that real hip hop.
Yeah.
Do you miss that part of it? The spawn?
Do. I miss the energy of it. I miss just being able to enjoy the fun of it, and when you really just don't have any pressure or anything. I miss just like music that feels good. I feel like a lot of music nowadays, like that you hear like trending, especially, it all just sounds the same. Everybody wants to sound alike. It's not about connecting to the feeling of it anymore. I just miss that feeling of something when you hear a track and it automatically connects to you, or even when you just hear a beat and you connect with the beat automatically. So I do miss that. I miss that authenticity.
I got you. Yeah, I do too. I think the newer generation, that's something that they not gonna know too much about, actually enjoying this shit. You know, it's a business, but we got to enjoy it, you know, and I'm sure I'm older than you, but we got to enjoy that shit and actually have fun with it. And like you said, no pressure on your back, really, you know, just out there, and you doing it for the love of the sport like that. Oh man, I remember leaving the clubs and ending up in battles, and just that shit used to be funner than the actual performances and shit, you know, because it's unexpected. Like, you don't know what a nigga gonna say. You don't know what, like, and you get those people, you get those Ashley Sierras that pop up with their hoodie on. And you like, man, who the fuck is this? And she about to give you that work. Like, I miss those days of it.
I miss having to prove yourself too. Like, niggas nowadays ain't got to prove themselves. You can put something together in, you know, your bedroom. You know, everybody got equipment and stuff like that. I remember, like, when I brought out my first mixtape, actually, like, trying to sell it to people at clubs and being like down Fells Point and stuff and trying to get people to buy it, and they like, nah, like, spit something. Like, I remember having to battle people coming out of clubs and rapping and stuff like that just to get that little $5 from people. But I generated real genuine support from them people because they respected me after that, you know.
That was real, man. I hated to spit something, niggas. Now you buy this damn CD, but because I come from, like I said, I come from that artistry background of the $5 hustle. You feel me, man? We used to cop. I actually got somebody coming on, an OG coming on, Ogun, who I used to, back in the day, cop CDs from. You know, we would get 100 from him and Mike McIntosh and them over there at Architect Studio. Get 100 CDs for maybe $100 and shit. Sell them bitches for $5 a pop. Make 400 profit. Probably spend another $2. Spend 100 on weed. Spend 100 at the club. We was but it was the days that you really had, like, niggas really wanted you to spit something. So you being a female MC inside of this male-dominated sport. This is a male-dominated sport. I mean, we got our Nickies, we got our Cardis. I mean, back in the day, we had our Queen Latifahs, Foxy Kims, and stuff like that. But it's a male-dominated sport. Those ladies don't even make it on the list of the greatest, you know, and not because of their lyrical capability or their talent. You know, it's just not mentioned. You know, they'll get mentioned when we're doing the greatest list of women, but they're not mentioned in a bunch of just hip hop without a gender. And
Right.
you being a female inside of all of that, how hard is it for you to maneuver through this industry? Because I hear it a lot. I was actually in a conversation the other day with a couple young ladies who all do music. And they like, man, it's hard as shit to create because every nigga trying to fuck. Like the producer want to fuck for beats. The engineer want to fuck for studio time. You know, one girl said, man, I be on the mic literally, and she like, I'm paying for my shit. And she like, you got the engineer telling you how sexy your lips is. Why you trying to put?
Yeah.
How hard is that to be a woman inside of that?
And that's you know what? And with times changing, because of like shit like the Me Too movement and stuff like that, I think it's a little bit more caution now. Thank God that I have like an in-house setup and I don't have to go through that stuff anymore. I didn't really go through it like on a heavy level, but I got exposed to some of it. I would say it's tough to navigate through it because women are more vulnerable, you know what I mean? And people always want to take advantage of us. And it's not even just on the level of like sexual things. People try to take care or take advantage of us on certain business deals. Like me as a woman, if I stand up for myself in something that I feel is unfair, you know what I mean? My reputation is crushed. I'm a bitch. You know what I mean? I'm a diva. I'm a bitch. I'm all of this because I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I get the best out of the situation, that everybody involved gets the best out of a situation as well. But sometimes people will tear your reputation apart or anything like that. So it's hard on all ends just because of like the scrutiny that you deal with as well.
I got you. I can only imagine. You feel me? I never had a woman engineer tell me my lips were sexy when I was spitting. So
Right.
I ain't never get that type of real shit. But no, I mean it's I can only imagine because I've seen it. I've seen the whole, you know, what you gonna offer, man. You know, that type of shit. And respect wise, how is it? Like I said earlier, you know, it's always a chick that pops up, pull the hoodie off, and you're like, oh, I'm about to bust her ass. How is it on respect wise? Do you get heard as much when you step inside this world, this arena? Do you get heard as much, or is like, man, I gotta go extra hard. My show gotta be extra hard just to get these niggas to look.
You know what? I'm in between on that. I would say it depends on the environment that you're walking into. Hip hop is so wide now. It's not like the tight little force that we had. And because it's so wide now, there's so many subgenres, there's so many different avenues that a person can take now and still be in the realm of hip hop. It honestly depends on the market that you're talking to. I can go to DC and I might have to work a little bit harder in DC than I would in Baltimore. I can go to Philly, and in Philly, you know, they're a different type of crowd. People in Philly are like real brawlic like us. They're very you know, aggressive. So I might have to bring a different type of thing. But I will say, as a woman, people are automatically going to be like, oh, what the fuck she talking about? So I'll at least get that initial thing. And after I get that, if I ain't saying something that's going to keep them there, then you know what I mean? They'll dismiss it.
Okay. Now, I've listened to a lot of your music and shit that you've done in the past. I mean, from interviews I watched, you know, different videos, and I've just seen a lot different material from you. Who's your musical inspiration, hip hop wise or whatever genre? What's your musical inspiration?
I have like an eclectic palette. So I grew up around my family, like involved in heavily in hip hop, but also like being raised by my grandparents, hearing a lot of blues as well. Like, you know what I mean? Muddy Waters, James Brown, all the way up to Michael Jackson. So all of those things play off in my mind. But like in the hip hop realm, mainly like my biggest inspiration would be Missy Elliott. Going to like old Kanye, I have to be specific and say old Kanye. Nas, of course, Jay, all of the lyricists that do it. I'm real heavy on like being able to really paint a picture and get people involved in your story. Mainly like a lot of people from the East Coast, like those Beast Coast rappers.
I got you. I asked you that for a reason. I love that you said Missy because I think Missy's one of the dopest that exists, you know.
Right.
And I thought that you would say somebody like Lauryn Hill, and I'm sure it's in there. When you coming off the top of your head, it's kind of hard to think about all those people. But I have a comparison to you. And I think that you are a lot like J. Cole.
Oh, Lord.
I can't catch who Ashley is yet. And it's funny because I used to consider myself, when I did music, do you know the Boondocks, the TV show?
Yeah, of course.
I used to consider myself the Boondocks, like all in one person. And I know it's one voice and shit, Regina King, but just all in one person. My personality was that. You know, I'm the righteous nigga and all of that type shit. Like, yeah, I want that, you know, peace. And it's the same thing J. Cole has spoke about on the song too, that I'm that, you know, I'm still a hood nigga, you know, I'm still going to come, we come from the bottom, we come from the mud, things of sort. And I get so much early J. Cole from you because it's like, man, I can't box you. I've been trying to box you for the last 4 days. I can't box you. And I think that shit is so dope because every time I'll get you in like your conscious 1 minute, you know, it's like, but you're always saying something.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that about your music. Like, I think you're one of the few artists that's still talking, you know, conscious, thought-provoking. And your music, your subject matter is all about just what life is. You know, whatever it may be on your mind that week. And I like that you're not sticking to no box when you're doing this. So my thing is, who does Ashley Sierra want to be? Because the music that you do, that thought-provoking, anything like you said earlier, a lot of this shit is just shit that, and I listen to these niggas shit. I love it too, you know, but it's bop music, you know, that feeling, you know, it's no context to it. It's no complexities to what they're talking about. Who's Ashley Sierra want to be in the music business? Are you searching for that radio hit? Because the type of music you do isn't really radio right hot right now. I say, you know, it's not radio hot. I'm not saying radio music, but it's not radio hot. That's not what they listening to. These niggas literally want to bounce all fucking day. Like, literally. What is your goals? What is your goals in this hip hop world or music world?
I've always like as far as like the hip hop that I enjoy and that I take in on a regular basis, I've always enjoyed more of the introspective stuff that makes you think, stuff that provokes you, and I like the stuff that makes you move around and like bounce around at the parties as well. I don't think that I've ever really wanted to be like the radio artist or just the person that you just digest a single and then they're gone. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these young wavy guys, you know, no one's talking about Lil Pump anymore. No one's talking about not Pop Smoke, but Smoke Perp or these young guys anymore, because they were there, they were a part of a wave, and that was it. So I definitely hope that my music has something that can have longevity to it. Of course, now I'll get beats built around some of the trend that's happening. I'll get the 808s and stuff like that put into the records, but I still like to have that essential hip hop as well, where you get those boom bap things. I want to be able to cross over into generations of people everywhere. You know what I mean? Amongst the older kids who can really appreciate the essentials of what hip hop is, who know the 5 pillars and all that type of stuff, and also to the younger generation that wants that wavy music, but you still getting a message while you listening to the waves. So I feel like I want my stuff to be multi-faceted amongst all people. And without radio being involved, fuck radio. Like we never really needed that stuff. You know what I mean? And that shit is all, you know what I mean? You about to make me put my fist up. That shit is all a part of an agenda that's tearing apart our communities anyway. Because the shit that they peddle to us, it's putting out a narrative right now about black people, black women, black men that we can't seem to break out of. We can't break these curses because we keep on feeding the beast, and we need to get away from that shit for real.
I totally agree. I listen to country music.
Yeah.
I'm listening to radio. So it's you know, and I'm hip hop to the core, but if I'm listening to radio, 9 times out of 10 it's country music, because like you said, it's a lot of bullshit being peddled. And don't get me wrong, I listen to it. Like I said, I fucks with it too. A lot of this shit, I'm rocking to it too. You know, it reminds me of a younger man, things of sort. But I do want that the Ashley Sierras are needed. And, you know, and that's what I think is missing from music is it's no longer full of different diversity. It's no longer I can hear this, you know, and then this comes on. Like these niggas are literally mixing. I be looking down, nigga. It sounds like if you close your eyes, it sounds like one long ass song just back like on the radio. So you feel me? When we're talking about your album like Soup, you feel me? Sold out and underpriced. Exactly. What did that title mean? Because that's one thing I do notice, you know, especially with hearing what you said the other word meant. You're very strategic on how you write your titles and what they mean. Yeah. What did that one mean?
Soup, so sold out and underpriced was literally my way of dealing with a conflict of what I would want to say ego and spirituality, and I was kind of in the middle because it's like I was getting to a place when I was doing that music where I was saying things start to happen, doors opening, and I really had a lot of choices and I had options and I could go in any direction. But it was literally, what am I, you know, about to forfeit in order to have this, you know, gain the world and lose your soul type of a situation. So that's mainly what I wanted to convey on that project is at the end of the day, life is all choices and you can decide, yo, I want the riches, I want the fame, I want all of that shit, but what would I lose in turn to have all those things?
So for what does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his own soul? I got that shit tattooed on my chest, so I 100% feel you. I've seen it. You feel me? So you've been able to do a lot of things music-wise so far, and I know it's a lot more to come. But music-wise, you've opened up for performed with some very, very big names. From Busta Rhymes. Give us some more. I think I know Los
Big
was
Daddy
one
Kane,
of them.
KRS-One. I did 2016 South by Southwest, opening up for Graph and Large Professor. Man, it's a few. Before the shutdowns, I had just did a show with Little Brother, so that was a dope night too. A lot of dope artists that I can say in my experiences too, like something just to like throw out there for people that's up and coming. Legacy artists I'm starting to see are like some of the best acts to open up for if you really, really want to get like a solid fan base. Those legacy acts have people that have followed them literally for 20, 30 years, and they coming out and they seeing you, and you want those people that's going to have that same type of dedication to you instead of just like, nothing wrong with rolling loud and all that type of shit, but these kids are just there for the next wave. They're going to forget about you after the next nigga come and, you know what I mean, put out a single that they like. So I can say that I like personally, and I think that a lot more people should chase trying to get with somebody who has a little bit more longevity under them and a little bit more levity when you pick up those type of shows.
I like that you fuck with artists that's that really is living what you was just now speaking of about the radio. A lot of the artists that you fuck with are making major fucking money, and they're not fucking with radio. And that's something, that's a misconception that a lot of these people have, but that's why I asked you, like, what was your goal? Because I think it's a misconception they have that radio is the only way you get paid, or that's the only way you become popping. You feel me? You still got a lot of underground acts that's very, very fucking rich that ain't never been on a fucking radio, that's still selling out shows. It might not be Madison Square Gardens, but it's still fucking 10,000 seats. You know what I mean? And they getting most of that motherfucking back. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that a lot of people don't understand, that it does exist. It is a world out there in this music thing. So what do we have to look forward? We've had the other albums, we've had the mixtapes, we had the videos. What do we have to look forward? Where's the growth coming at? 2022, you just now beat motherfucking COVID 39,000. That shit is on like whatever fucking strand it's on now. You done survived this shit. We like an apocalypse now. You know, we in a different world. We got some shit. Nigga, it used to be a time when you step outside of Baltimore, right? And you used to say you from Baltimore, and niggas know that you done survived some shit. They done seen the wire, the corner. They know now you're gonna be like, man, I survived 2020 and 2021. So what is coming for you? What do we have to look forward to on the artistry level that's just gonna blow us out of this world? That's nothing like what we seen from you previously, although we love that person, I know the growth has got to be crazy.
The growth, you know what? And honestly, 2020 and 2021 has taught me a lot. So I can say that growth wise, something that I personally am just convicted about in my music is I want to make more music that's like more clean. So it's gonna get cleaned up a little bit more. You know what I mean? I can control like whether or not if I'm cursing and stuff like that. And I had a realization a few years back when I was starting out putting my project out. And I was following a lot of the young wavier guys that were doing like all the Rolling Loud stuff like Triple X and all of those dudes. And I liked the energy that they had at those shows, but in the same sense, I didn't like it. And I was like, well, what is it about them that has these big crowds kind of swarming? Because I was trying to think of a way to cultivate that audience that has this big crowd of young people swarming towards them. And you know, I believe in God, so I believe in like the power of like spirit, you know, controlling the room. And I was like looking at it, and I'm like, yo, these kids is literally like, it's like they kind of worshiping what they're doing in these rooms and stuff like that. So I thought about it, and I was like, yo, like literally as an artist, I control the whole vibe of what's going on. So, you know, I really wanted to take my vibe in a different direction that could provoke more love in a space. You know what I mean? I get the Martian and stuff like that. That's all cool, you know, wanting to rage. I mean, look at the shit that just happened with Travis Scott. That's another example I could give. Somebody who promotes like the rage and the anarchy, and then when you have to come to terms and be responsible for what that type of stuff impacts. And there were a lot of other things that were involved in that night when he had that situation. So I'm not like saying that he is it's his fault that stuff happened, but I'm saying that we have a fiscal responsibility as artists. And me understanding my responsibility, I've always understood it, but now I just want to clean it up a little bit more so that when the message hits people, it can hit everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to releasing more clean music. I have some singles. So you're going to hear me cursing a little bit less than it. That's going to be one of the main bigger changes that people will notice. And also prepping to get a few projects out. The main project that I want to do, I don't want to speak it out just yet because it's going to be like I said, the last one for my Food for Thought series. So I have a big rollout idea for that. But expect to hear some singles and stuff leading up to that, and like a couple of other EPs that I'm working on with friends, like 4 tracks, 5 tracks here and there, and putting it out there. And I'm also releasing more content. I'm going to get on social media and talk a little bit more so that people who do follow me can just know what's going on with me, know like why I'm being silent, or why, you know what I mean? Know some of the stuff that I went through in 2020 up until 2022. In 2019, I had another baby, and throughout 2020, I wasn't able to work as much because I had a new baby at home. And going into 2021, like coming out of the COVID stuff that the whole world was shook up by, I lost one of my closest friends, and honestly, I have been battling some mental like shit because of that. Because this was my brother. So it's a whole lot of different shit, but I want to talk about it now. I'm feeling like I'm in a better headspace, and it's going to come out in the music and also just via like little moments of content as well.
I love it. Congrats on the baby.
Thank you.
Our condolences for the losing. Condolences to all our listeners, because I know majority of us have lost somebody very special throughout this whole ordeal, whether it be to other causes or that cause. You feel me? So condolences to them. Ashley, we're looking forward to seeing more of you. I love the fact that you just now said you're going to invite us more into your life, because I want to see that. I think, allow me to give a recommendation. I think that you should do a fucking movie, a bio, not biopic. What is this shit? Documentary, and walk us through Ashley. You feel me? Because, like I said, I usually can box the artist, you know, and it's not no disrespect to artists. You know, most people just stick to where they're trying to be at, and it's cool. You feel me? It's dope. I can't box you. I think that's a thing. That's a special thing about your gift. So I would love to see any type of insight into your life and what blooms, what allows this flower to bloom into the beautiful music that we get from you out here. You feel me? So before you go, I want you to also tell everybody where they can reach you at, because like she said, she has a new project that she's got coming out. She ain't going to tell us exactly what it is, but y'all motherfuckers need to make sure that y'all connected to her somehow, some way, so that y'all be the first ones to get that information. So tell them how they could keep up with all things Ashley Sierra.
Yes, so you can follow me everywhere under Ashley Sierra on Facebook, on Twitter. I have a TikTok as well on Ashley Sierra, and on IG. On Ashley, it's Ashley S on IG, just because there's a couple of Ashley Sierras, so I didn't want to get lost in the sauce with them. But everywhere else is Ashley Sierra, except for on IG is Ashley S. So please keep up with me. Spotify, Apple Music, everything. YouTube, I have a lot of awesome videos and stuff out. And I'm going to be talking more to y'all, like I said, and really just expressing a lot more of the things that are going on in my head and letting y'all see the creative process, everything. So just stay tuned.
That's dope. That's dope. And she also has a song called TikTok for all of y'all TikTokers, since she brought it up. So that song be fucking rocking. So y'all go ahead and listen to that. Hey, Ashley, you remember, like you said, when you first came out and shit, that everybody used to say what? What did they say when you tried to tell them a CD?
Like, yo, you got to rap. You got to prove yourself.
You got to rap for them. I want you to let the fans, we're going to let Ashley Sierra carry this shit out for the night. I thank everybody for listening, everybody for supporting. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. CARDSFACEUP Podcast. We have that website, www.cardsfaceuppodcast.com. You can also see all footage on our YouTubes. We have 2 YouTube pages. You got to subscribe to both, because both of them got crazy ass dope content. One of them is Cards Face Up Podcast. One of them is Cards Face Up TV. Make sure you subscribe to both, and don't forget, you can get our audio at your own convenience, anywhere you are, your car, your house, your bathroom, wherever you at, taking a shit, taking the kids to church, wherever you are at, you can get our audio, you feel me, on Apple, Google, Spotify, all of those places that you Tweezer, all of those places that have audio, we are there. Ashley, take us out, man. Let them know exactly what you is.
Yo, who made it cool to be a killer, huh? Keep a banana clip for them gorillas, huh? Shit, you can catch a lullaby while a nigga walk. Cause you just caught a body about a week ago. Taylor lost her life a couple weeks ago. Babies getting buried when beef and don't ever reach a stove. The block is hot. Exclamation, underline. Don't be another nigga getting swallowed by the summertime. Shh, I'm taking one of yours if you take one of mine, and watch that cycle spin like a laundry load on a knot of dimes to life for crime. But yet I'm screaming free my nigga though. Don't matter if he did it. It's obviously the system's fault. Or whoever the hell you want to blame. Welcome to the jungle. Domestication is for the tame. They told us we was monkeys. I'm feeling like a silverback. Judas to my Jesus. Now you want to get your silver back. These niggas snitching, ain't no code in them. Spoke to the serpent, bit the fruit. I'm spilled with all venom. Woke up, look what it is, dummy. My bad.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Listen, y'all. That is motherfucking Ashley Sierra. Make sure you keep up with her, Ashley. It's been a pleasure. We thank you for everything. We looking forward to it. Talk to you soon. Peace.